It's no secret that a lot of people don't like going to the dentist. Maybe you've had a dentist that didn't let the local anesthesia sit in, or kept working on you even after it wore off. Or maybe you're just uncomfortable with strangers fingering your mouth. It's all understandable, we all fear different things. Me personally, however, never had an issue with going to the dentist. Except for this one time. You see, when I was a teenager, I had to stay at my dad's every other weekend, and I also had to have a total of 4 teeth removed because my jaw was too small. So we start with 2 teeth from the top jaw, let those heal for a few weeks, and when it was time for the last 2 teeth to be removed, it just so happened to fall on the Friday when I would go to my dad's after school. So my mom drove me to the dentist, they took the 2 teeth, and then mom dropped me off at school right in time for lunch. Which is the beginning of this whole nightmare. If you've ever had to have local anesthesia from the dentist, you know that you have to be very careful when you eat and talk so that you don't bite yourself. So you might be thinking to yourself, "Oh, what did you do? Bite your tongue off or bite a hole in your cheek like some kind of loser?" No, I got a grain of rice stuck in one of my new mouth holes. Turns out it was kind of a big deal too. It was bothering me all day, and I finally got it out in the afternoon. There was a little bit of bleeding, and what I thought were just my gums being irritated from me rubbing against them with my tongue all day. But by the evening, I definitely knew that something wasn't quite right, because this little irritation was now a golf ball-sized ball of coagulated blood. And luckily for me, basically all the dentists are closed in the evening. But my dad's girlfriend at the time managed to get me into some kind of emergency dentist office, which actually looked really sketchy. But we get there and I sit down in the chair. "Well, I'm gonna give you some local anesthesia now. Then we'll wait a few minutes and see if it's set in or if you need more, okay?" And I open my mouth and then I hear, "Whoops!" and feel the anesthetic go down my throat. So this dentist completely missed my gums and just squirted it down my throat instead. A few minutes pass by. I sit back down in the chair, bawling my eyes out, because, I just drank anesthetic and could hardly swallow anymore, and my mouth wouldn't stop bleeding. But he quickly yanked it out and it surprisingly didn't hurt. It just kind of felt like electricity, kind of like when you hit your elbow. But it felt so good being able to close my mouth fully and to chew again. Except that I couldn't swallow that well. Woohoo, that's great, so story's over. No, because the next day it was back again. After seeing the dentist, however, my dad's girlfriend must have gained some kind of confidence, because she took it upon herself to remove the blood ball twice that Saturday. But by then, I had had enough. I jumped on MSN, and I told my mom everything that was going on, every little detail. And she wanted to have a look at it, assuming that it was just the size of a raisin. I was a pretty dramatic teenager. So I went back to her apartment early that weekend, and she was pretty shocked when she saw me looking like a hamster. At the end of the weekend, let me just say that my breath wasn't exactly smelling like a bed of roses. It was rancid. So bad. But finally Monday came around and we set up a same-day appointment that morning to go back to the dentist that removed my teeth so he could put stitches in without squirting anesthetic down my throat. And then we go home relieved for a short while because not even 5 minutes after coming back home, my mouth was bleeding again. So several more stitches later, the bleeding finally stops. And after the second trip to the dentist, Mom and I decided to stop by the store and get a little bit of food. And because I'd spent all weekend spitting out blood, I spit on the way to the store out of habit, and I can't even describe how happy I felt not seeing red coming out of my mouth. And then it healed like it was supposed to from the very start. And yeah, that was the last time I ever went to the dentist. No, I'm kidding. But if you enjoyed this disgusting story, I don't know, leave a like and subscribe. And if you've had your own dentist nightmare situations, comment them below if you want to. I would love to read them. And yeah, I'll see you in the next video.